for London North Centre.
Thank you, Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Children, Community and Social Services. Mission Services, which operates London's Rotholme Women's and Family Shelters in Crisis. The shelter is operating at 195% capacity, with 20 families filling the shelter and another 19 spending their nights in motels. In July, we asked this government if they would open provincial and federally owned properties to deal with the unprecedented and alarming demand for housing. So to the minister, while this government blames the federal government and points fingers, what is actually being done now to help shelters continue to serve our most vulnerable?
Minister of Children, Community and Social Services.
Thanks very much for the question. I very much appreciate it, particularly since today we will be marking International Day of the Girl later on this afternoon. I can tell you that violence against women is something a very important priority for me, and I've been working within my ministry in order to figure out how we can build more shelter capacity, and I will have more to say about that in the weeks to come. I do appreciate your question. I'm interested in learning more about your specific issue, and so we'll have that conversation after question period, if that's okay with the member opposite. But I want to be very clear. It's really difficult for the member opposite to equate what's happening with the illegal border crossing and the asylum seekers that are filling up the shelter capacity in the City of Toronto and in the City of Ottawa, when at the same time we're trying to build capacity for women's shelters across the province. So I remain committed as the Minister responsible for women, but also the Minister responsible for community and social services, to working with the member opposite, and we're going to continue to invest more money into this area. And I can say that in 2017-2018 we invested $160 million into this area.
Supplementary.
Thank you, Speaker. While I look forward to meeting with the minister, I'm concerned about the people who are not being served right now. Calling this a refugee crisis is calling it by a different name than what it actually is. There are people who are in crisis right now. You know, there are people who are homeless, and that answer does nothing for people who are homeless right now. Shelters like Rotholme need the government to step in immediately. You know, we've seen social assistance increases and social housing repair funding slashed by this government, all while misusing the word compassionate. We need something done now. We need the minister to step in today and deliver the relief that the people of London desperately need.
Minister.
Thanks very much, Speaker. Again, I think the member opposite is confusing the situation that is happening in the City of Toronto and the City of Ottawa with what's happening in London. And I can tell you that the capacity that we have in our shelter systems has been impacted significantly. And I would like the member opposite to join us in asking for the federal government to come to the table with $200 million so that the people who are most vulnerable in my ministry, which are women escaping violence, which are women who are being trafficked, which are children at risk, children in care, and children in the justice system, and those who are developmentally disabled, they deserve the funding, Mr. Speaker. I have no idea why the members opposite won't join Ontario's call. Every single premier in the